under-23s of NPL New South Wales Women's. The final score, Manly United 2, University of New South Wales 2. The goal scorers from the game, for Manly United, Eva Morgante in the 3rd minute, Jasmine Robinson in the 24th minute. For the University of New South Wales, Violet Keelan in the 56th minute, and Erica Chipara in the 59th minute. Ladies and gentlemen, in approximately 10 minutes time we'll have kick-off of first grade of NPL New South Wales Women's between your Manly United FC and the University of New South Wales.
Manly United would like to thank the following businesses for their support for the 2026 season. Community Bank Freshwater, Brown Brothers Skip Bins, Manly Warringah Football Association, Ray White Team Nima, Brookvale Mazda, Lone Market, DYRSL, Lion Sport Travel, Big Lee Balgala and Monavale, JB Metropolitan, CMS Surveyors, Auto Body Smash Repairs, Brookvale Aluminium, Chase Projects, The Athlete's Foot, Warringah Mall and Warringah Square, Black Label Developments, Benedict Recycling, Blue Dog Science, Northern Beaches Marine, Vine Apparel, Loomis Imaging, Metronics, Riggs Brookvale, Grill DY and Best Team. Now don't forget to head to the canteen behind the Northern Goal for tea, coffee, cold drinks, snacks, hot food and one of Cromer Park's world famous chicken schnitzel rolls. And if you're after a meal or a drink, the Licence Club, the Far Post, is open from 12 midday every Saturday and Sunday on the eastern side of the field.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the lineups for first grade of NPL New South Wales Women's between your Manly United FC and the University of New South Wales are now confirmed, and they are as follows. For the University of New South Wales, number 1, Erin Naylor. Number 6, Aya Yamahata. Number 7, Poppy Channing. Number 8, Demi Koulazakis. Number 9, Lexi Moreno. Number 10, Chloe Smith. Number 11, Ava Collins. Number 13, Sonali Singh. Number 17, Angelique Histodulu. Number 18, Georgia Placide. Number 21, Jennifer Kokoris. And on the bench, number 14, Leah Burton. Number 24, Milan Hammond. Number 28, Tara Palmer. Number 29, Daniela Nakari. Number 32, Bianca Gullick. Number 77, Sienna Naumovsky. Number 99, Dimitra Vai. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the lineups for your Manly United FC. From the sidelines to the site, Brown Brothers Skip Bins have been backing Manly United for over 15 years. They've been supporting Sydney builders with quality skip bins, great service and reliability for over 40 years. When it comes to tidying up anywhere in Sydney, you can rely on Brown
here on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. Fascinating fair from the top women's division for New South Wales right in front of us. It's Manly United hosting University of New South Wales, the Uni, one of 3 undefeated teams heading into this round. And they were involved in a fascinating match of the round last time out, a 1-1 draw against RPL Leichhardt at Lambert Park, and they earned a point courtesy of a late winner from Leah Puxty. So I'll go through the 2 lineups when I get the appropriate break in play. For UNSW, the team news is that they have made 3 changes from that 1-1 draw against RPL. We'll get onto that as a bit. Usual kits for both, the royal blue for Manly, the gold and the black for the students. And I think I'll start with the Manly starting lineup. So in goal for them is number 1, Jodie Draver. At the back, number 11, Lucy Richards. Number 3, Grace Arnold. Number 15, Ava Robertson. Number 2, Phoebe Gilbane. In midfield is the captain, number 6, Ruby Jackson. Number 19, Hallie Smith. And number 37, Kayla Osborne. And in attack for the hosts, number 5, Nicole Stewart. Number 9, Emily Minette. And Manly's top scorer for the season so far, who is number 12, Brinley Gentle. Manly are coached by Tom Hopley. Now, Uni lineup coming up possibly at the next stoppage. And the hosts with all the early touches in the opening 90 seconds or so. Eric Subihana here with the commentary. And tell you what, I haven't been at Cromer Park for a while for reasons. So it's good to tick another new venue off for the list, at least new for this year for myself. Manly United enter this one in 6th place, but UNSW flying high. As I said, they're 2nd in the league at the start of this round, and they should actually, because there was an early game which Uni would be very interested in, the grand final rematch at Northbridge Oval between Bulls and Arpia. A favourable result for Uni. I hadn't yet to check that. Could give Uni the chance to go top. Ball goes out of play. So let's look at the University of New South Wales lineup. In goal is number 1, Erin Naylor. At the back is the captain, number 17, Angelique Christodoulou. Number 7, Poppy Channing, team of the week last week for Poppy. Number 6, Aya Yamahata. And number 18, Georgia Plessas. In midfield, number 13, Sonali Singh. Number 8, Demi Koulazakis. And number 9, Lexi Moreno. Happy birthday to you, by the way, Lexi. And in attack, out wide is number 21, Jennifer Kokoris. On the other flank, number 11, Ava Collins. And at centre forward is Uni's top scorer for the season with 4 goals. That is number 10, Chloe Smith. And UNSW coached by Zoran Normovsky. So, benches to come. And possibly a little later in the game when I can read those out, as there's a neat flick from Gentle. And then Minette, the ball taken over, and Channing with the intercept before it goes through the feet. Christodoulou to Koulazakis. And then out wide is Ava Collins. Now that's good passing, and now Koulazakis into the box. Strong tackle from Roberts. And then Arnold blocks the cross. Stewart tracking back for Manly. Now it's Koulazakis. And I think Koulazakis has committed the infringement there. So, substitutes. So for the hosts, we could see later Chloe O'Brien, Anita Zordan, Ariella Cabezas, Ellie Kerr, India Horsley, or Mackenzie Jeffs. While on UNSW's bench, Dimitra Weiss is the backup goalkeeper. And the other options, former Manly player Leah Burton, as well as Milan Hammond, Tara Palmer, Daniela Nakari, Sienna Nobovsky, and how about this for a pickup? Because after the conclusion of the A-League women's season, on UNSW's bench for this evening's game is Bianca Galich. A lot of you will know Bianca well from her exploits in the A-League with Sydney FC and Central Coast Mariners and Western Sydney Wanderers and Canberra United, if memory goes back far enough. And as there's an attack and an early shot, which Naylor fields easily, Bianca Galich actually won in this matchday squad for UNSW, one of 3 people with senior international caps. Bianca is a international for Croatia, and the other 2 internationals are the football ferns pair for the visitors. That would be Erin Naylor and Ava Collins. As Minette looked offside, and indeed she was. So this is one of 6 games scheduled for today in NPL Women's New South Wales Round 9. There was a game yesterday in this competition, and it was at the venue lovingly known as the Arctic Circle, but don't let the name fool you. Sydney University were on fire yesterday, defeating Spirit FC by 6-0. And good to see and hear Annabelle Banfield and Emily Arnold with the commentary there. And two early-ish kickoffs. Two early kickoffs today, that being Bulls versus Apia and MacArthur versus Ravens. Those games would be finished by now. The other 5 p.m. kickoff is the Rangers versus Wanderers at Popondetta Park at 5:30 p.m. from Valentine Sports Park. And it's my good friends Hills United hosting Northern Tigers. And at 5:40 p.m. from the Crest, it is Sydney Olympic against Illawarra Stingrays. That's just getting the touch eased away from it by Kayla Osborne. Smith now support wide from Richards, and Richards the ball that none of her teammates will catch up to, so Erin Naylor will be able to settle this down. Of course, the games in progress that I mentioned in NPL Women's New South Wales, of course you can watch them the same way you're watching this one on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel, so of particular interest for you multi-screening folk. There's also a League One Women's Match of the Round in progress on our YouTube page. So that was a 4:30 p.m. kickoff from the women's second tier at Barton Park, with St George FC hosting Inter Lions. Roberts out wide to Gilbane. And that will be brought back as there was a late contact from Kokoris. So Gilbane has won the free kick. So form for Manly, a bit of a mixed bag so far. 3 wins, 2 draws and 3 losses. And their last result, a 3-2 defeat away to Western Sydney Wanderers Academy. But to be honest, no shame in that this season. Wanderers, the kids in red and black, one of the 3 undefeated teams in this competition, the others being Apia and UNSW. Well, maybe Apia is still undefeated. I've still got to check the score from Northbridge. But Wanderers having a wonderful season and playing some fantastic football. Was actually lucky enough to call the Catholic Easter Monday game where the Wanderers came from behind against Ravens. They were 2-0 and 3-1 down, but ended up beating the Ravens by 4-3, as Singh can't reel it in. Smith works it back to Roberts. So, yes, very competitive division, this one. There won't be many easy games, as it's played back to Draper. Now, Roberts. Roberts signalled for the run she wanted, and that's unfortunate slip from Hristadulu, which has given the opportunity for Stewart. They double up now. Decent ball. Gentle tries to get the shot on the turn. Maybe the second chance, and brilliantly Gentle has put it just wide. And it's good work, good back-to-goal work from Gentle, and the little toe poke trickles agonizingly wide if you have the perspective of the home fans here at Cromer Park. And I actually, give a lot of credit to Erin Naylor, who rushed off her line and got the angles right. Naylor. It's long, and then it's sent straight back towards the corner flag. But the look over the shoulder from Yamahata knows she can just watch that ball go out. Different position for Plessis compared to last week, but she does bring that versatility. She was at left wing last weekend for UNSW's game against Apia, now at left back. There's Plessis, who's under a bit of pressure from Osborne, and Osborne might have stolen it here. Now Gilbane. Tackle from Plessis. Now, more defensive work from Plessis there, but can't really get out as once again Osborne's in the way. She skies it. A bit of a sideways head. I think that's off Hristadulu, and I'm wrong. So, well, first mistake won't be the last, but goal kick. It's a busy old time for both these teams. Both these teams have, as Poppy Channing, the run out from centre back. Now Collins tries to turn. Stewart thinks she got the touch, and yep, decision, and it goes Manly's way. But yes, and both these teams have Sapphire Cup games coming up in the next few days. It's quite a short turnaround for UNSW. Only in 2 days' time, Tuesday the 5th of May, Uni host Sydney Olympic at the Village Green in Sapphire Cup Round 4 action. Manly's cup outing will be on Wednesday the 6th of May. That's a corner, the first corner of the game, going to the hosts. And Manly are a away trip to Spartan Park to face the Spartans of the second division, League One Women's. Spartans, I think, 6th or thereabouts in the second tier. Now, short corner, Smith provided the option, bounces it back, and it's floated in, and that's going to float over and out for a goal kick. Some instructions already coming from the Uni bench. Yamahata takes the short corner, then goes towards midfield. Header from Gilbane. And then Singh might bounce off her. Gilbane knows it's throw into the host, and then another throw into the hosts. Yes, actually, that's quick throw can be very dangerous, and Yamahata had to be alert to make sure Minette didn't get the ball in a dangerous position. Now another Manly United throw. Singh getting involved, work back, and then again, Uni can't clear their line, so that runs away from Osborne, boomed forward by Channing. Good pressure from Manly, touch off the heel from Smith. Then Collins used the body well, and there's the run from Kulazakis now has the decision. The decision has gone against Smith, so that will relieve the pressure for UNSW. Now, the visitors, it's an interesting ball, looking for Kokoris, who had started from out wide, tried to dart inside. Manly defended. Now, after that recent spell of Manly possession, it's UNSW's turn to have the ball. Defenders passing it amongst themselves. Well, okay, I finally checked the score at Northbridge. We'll get back to that one as there's the overlapping run from Plessis. Crosses in, and Draver, a little bobble, but no opponents nearby to take advantage. Ball with the host once again. So the score from the earliest of the kickoffs today up at Northbridge. And, well, Apia Leichhardt undefeated no more, because it's as it was in last year's grand final. Bull was defeating Apia. This time the score was by 3-2. And so, if I've done my maths right, that would mean that if UNSW win here today, they would become the new league leaders. But they won't do that, coughing the ball up in their own territory, so that's a good win back from Kulazakis. The wide runner is Ava Collins. Smith's an option in the middle. There are others arriving near post. Here's Smith. First time shot, blocked. Good defensive tracking from Ava Roberts. Now Singh. Wide option this time is Moreno. And great in-swinging ball. It might drop for Smith. Here's Smith. It's blocked. Corner kick. Looks like Plessis, the left footer, will go over to the far side. And that possibly hoping for some kind of in-swinger. Manly leaving 2 players forward, Smith and Osborne, but everyone back. The taller players, Gentle and Manette, back from attack to defend this set piece. Looks like Smith will be the nuisance player standing right next to the keeper, Jody Draver. It's a flat delivery, and Draver's got to be quick, and it didn't let it go out. So smart work from Draver, defending her goal at the near post. Plus, it looked like she was going for an Olympico there. So other full-time scores come in from the 3 p.m. kickoff at Linwood Park, or Linwood Stadium, as it is referred to in dribble. But we'll go back to that as there's a chance in the cross. I think it's a bit of a miss hit there. Unusual misstep from Poppy Channing, who'd found herself forward. Just didn't get the contact right on the cross. But Poppy Channing, along with Aya Yamahata, excellent last week. And actually, they've been excellent all season, as UNSW not conceded a lot of goals so far. That's a really good centre-back partnership developing there for Uni. Forward by Roberts, only as far as Singh. Now that gets away from Plessis. But anyway, back to that score from that 3 p.m. game. So, much needed 3 points for Gladesville Ravens. They've defeated MacArthur Rams by 3-2. Tackle from Manette, and that'll spin towards Stewart. Stewart wants the early ball, and it's gone between 2 fellow attackers, Gentle and Manette. Work back is Naylor. Suspicion of a head injury with the utmost seriousness, but it's Kokoris who's already on her feet, so I think we'll be okay there, but you do need to check these things, of course. So as we look at the goal scoring tally, and Brinley Gentle and Nicole Stewart in particular have been quite productive so far in 2026, combining for 9 of Manly's 15 goals they've scored in the league so far. 6 for Gentle and 3 for Stewart. Gentle, a good pickup after 2 years. After 2 years at Apia, where probably didn't get the game time she thought she would get, but decided that Manly is the next move. And Brinley Gentle, who might be looking for an opportunity here. But that's a great tackle from Singh, and on to Moreno, and that he snaffled up by Roberts. Yeah, just going back to Brinley Gentle, if you can remember her 2023 season at the Newcastle Jets Academy, she scored about 25 goals or thereabouts. Had an excellent season, and if she's got that kind of productivity in her locker, then it's definitely a good pickup for Manly, as there's the header from Channing. Now, Manly again win it in Uni territory, and Stewart is away, so Yamahata needs to be quick on the cover, and Yamahata's got the body in the way just in time, and marshals it over the byline for a goal kick. It's going back to that result at Linwood Park. MacArthur 2, Gladesville Ravens 3. And the Gladesville Ravens entered this round on 7 points, so they'd go up to 10. But there's a clutch of teams in with about that points total. In fact, 6th place Manly start the round on 11 points, but only 4 points above the second last team, the Rangers. So that does tell you 4 points between 6th and 13th. Shows you how important those 3 points could be for the Ravens as Osborne gets the header and Minette is after it and did not keep that in play. Touch from Minette. Back to Gilbane. And then Roberts is going to be quick, and Smith pressing from the front. And the second defender, Gilbane, helping out her teammate there at the expense of a throw-in, but could have been worse. Smith, always a willing runner, nearly he stole the ball off the hosts there. That's attack over for the visitors' goal kick. Uni win it high. Collins to the byline. Two options in the middle, one of them Smith, and enough of a touch from Roberts to take it away from Smith. There's good defending at the front post. Osborne. Now Gentle. And Gentle, good turn and diagonal through ball, and Minette gets the jump on Plessis. Early ball to Nicole Stewart. This could be a chance. Is Stewart. Channing is in the way. Stewart gets up quickly, lays it off. Minette shoots and drags it wide, but there you go. Manly showing a threat on the counter there. Good play in the build-up. Gentle, a target forward play. Back to goal. Good first touch. Better through ball to release Minette. Minette's ball into Stewart equally as good, and it had Uni scrambling, and they did just enough, and the score remains at 0-0. Eric Subihana here with the commentary for this round 9 game. About midway through the first half, we are here, and Stewart attacking down the left-hand side. The support comes from Richards, and Richards in swing, and Minette's after it, but so is Naylor, and she claims the ball. Here's Stewart. Channing steps out the press. Breaks for Osborne. Osborne, left-footed shot, and it'll be straightforward for Erin Naylor. And of course, if you remembered, if you noted this, you may have noted this from when I said it at the start of the broadcast. Bianca Galich joining University of New South Wales for the remainder of this NPL Women's New South Wales season. Yes, that means the mid-season registration window is open, or the dub window, or the A-League window as it is sometimes called. Plessis plays it forward. And I think the window shuts on the 26th of May, so the next few weeks we'll see A-League players trickling back into NPL Women's New South Wales as Stewart sprints and Channing with the defending. I've got one for you, because I've just, this has been confirmed. The lineups have been uploaded for Hills versus Northern Tigers. And Iaceno started the season in League One with St. George. And previously at Bankstown City as well. And a spell at the Wanderers, which unfortunately didn't work out due to injury. But Iaceno scored a lot of goals in the second tier. And Hills United have picked her up mid-season. And Iaceno straight into the Hills starting lineup for that game against Northern Tigers, which will kick off soon. Still Baines under pressure here. Roberts, Jackson has to be quick. Jackson's composed the Manly skipper. And Roberts just had to go down the line looking for distance as Uni continued to squeeze the space. Singh. Plessis facing her own goal, looking for options. Christodul has inverted to help out her fellow defenders. Christodul is still in central midfield. Now she's got some room. Threads it through. Moreno. Christodula wants the return pass. and gets it. That's a good play there. It's the Uni captain's turn to advance things for her team as it's direct towards Smith, but Roberts has done well, and then Jackson just plays it into the fence right in front of one of our photographer friends, Liv Kelly. She saw Liv yesterday at the Arctic Circle. She was snapping that game between Spirit and Sydney Uni. It's forward from Singh. Collins trying to get the turn. And Collins, hang on, the decision has gone. The way of the students, an attacking free kick coming up. So Collins switching flanks, started this game on the right side, now on the left side of Uni's attack, and immediately winning a free kick. By the way, in case you're wondering about more A-League players filtering back into NPL Women's New South Wales, she's not on the team sheet, but I did see her today. Won't say her name, but I don't know how I could put this. The other teams will be sour that they didn't get her services. Yeah. That's enough cryptic behavior for now. Anyway, Moreno's free kick, and good header there, I think possibly from Richards. Now Singh has a charge down by Osborne. And Osborne, forward option is Stewart, but the ball wasn't powerful enough and Channing read it well. Nice 1-2. Here's Plessis. Now pokes it forward and ball too fast for Kokoris. Now space for Moreno. She can shoot from range, and Jackson was aware of the threat and charged the shot down as Gilbane plays it over the sideline. In fact, that does remind me, one of my very niche memories was actually on this ground 3 years ago in the inaugural Sapphire Cup. Lexi Moreno scored the only goal of the game in that Sapphire Cup quarterfinal 3 years ago between Manly and Ravens. She does know how to score on this ground as Minette plays it forward. Now Yamahata just has that covering the run of Gentle there. Now I'm on this topic of A-League players coming back to this competition. Yeah, it's actually pointed out to me because I was actually at Northbridge for the first half of Bulls versus up before making the trek up here. And we had actually a good chat with a fellow commentator, Teo Pellizzeri, as well. So he was the sharp one who remembered to look at the Dribble app to see the lineups that are being uploaded here. So it's actually here that pointed out to me from MacArthur Rams. Sophia Fante started in goal. That's good to see Sophia back after her excellent season with Sydney University last year. And Amelia Casa on the Rams bench. So those two players are going to the Rams after spending the summer with Sydney FC. Kokoris. Now, it's gotten away from Plessis. And by the way, might as well complete this thought. Yeah, Bulls had A-League players coming back. Liz Barwick-Gray, Janae Dos Santos, and Amber Lookmeyer. And there's the win from Yamahata there before Uni tried to play through the feet. Now it's direct and Collins back to goal. Very physical against Roberts, and Roberts too physical according to the officials. We're going back to that Bulls versus RP game at Northbridge. Amber Lookmeyer, well, Amber had the answer, scoring one of the goals in that 3-2 victory for the Bulls. Uni getting on with it here. And then another good win from Kayla Osborne. Now Gilbane under a bit of pressure from two players, but she finds Osborne, and then Osborne pulls it down. Roberts is the play under pressure, and then they'll go all the way back to Dravo. Now, just a reminder, unusual reminder, I like to do this at least once per half, as we are in the getting almost to the half-hour mark with the score at 0-0 between Manly and UNSW. Just keep an eye out on Monday for the NPL Women's New South Wales Team of the Week. That'll be posted on our socials at NPL NSW _official, and there's also the Facebook page. And the Team of the Week for NPL Women's compiled by 321 votes from the media. And if you're a long-time listener of my commentary, you know the deal. I say this as much to remind myself to send the votes at full time as I do to remind you to look at it. As when they brought this in, they brought this in, it's a great initiative by the Football New South Wales media team that I tended to be the straggler in terms of sending my votes in. Yeah, I know, what a shock. Me being late for something? Surely not. As Gilbane throws, Manette found some interesting space, and the supporting run was from Osborne, but the play was defended there by Moreno. Roberts now only finds Moreno, and Moreno immediately trying to play the killer ball, and tried it. Collins back on the far side of the field as we see things. And strong header from Moreno, but it goes out and actually into the stand here. That's like, that reminds me, because it's called the Lucas Neal stand, after the local junior who became a Socceroos captain. I did have this idea last year that if it's a women's football game here, it should be called the Remy Simpson stand. So I'm sticking to that. Maybe I'm the only commentator who will ever do this, but I still think that's a good idea. If we're going to honour local juniors who've ended up playing for the senior national team. Kulazakis back to goal. Toe in there from Osborne. Uni still have it. Moreno wants to switch it. And the option is Channing. Channing immediately under pressure from Stewart. Channing's going to take it forward into midfield, and she might even continue her run here on the far side. Singh plays it back, and that is Collins, but Collins and the forward poker stopped there. Uni will have a throw-in in a reasonably promising attacking position. That's another Uni throw. So they keep it one of their, attacking corners. Attacking corners of the field. Another throw for the visitors. Singh. Uni still have it by trying to get into the middle where players are waiting. This is more central, and there's a shot. Bit of a miss hit, but it'll work out for Plessis. As Uni try to keep the pressure on. Now Osborne gets in the way of the return ball. And Osborne, Draver wants the back pass. And there'll be a Manly throw right by. Actually, no, it's gone. It's going to be, sorry. That'll be a goal kick. The signal is that it had gone over the byline. I mentioned Sapphire Cup games for these two teams. It's round 4 is 8 fixtures, as is the round of 16 coming up, and they'll all the Sapphire Cup round 4 games. This year's edition of the greatest cup competition in the world. They'll be played either on Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll go back to that thought. As Kayla Osborne now, great run down the near side, and Osborne has the cross blocked by Yamahata. Yamahata prevents the corner as well, so good covering play there. Plessis direct to Smith, and Smith forced backwards by Arnold. Back to the defenders they go. Channing's got room now. And Channing, it's gone out on the far side of the field. Now Roberts out wide to Gilbane. Roberts down the line, but Plessis is in the way. Gilbane, quick to battle for the loose ball. Manette's in there as well. Now Gilbane has a bit of room, but then Kokoris, the sliding challenge. Moreno Pass on the turn, and then header from Richards. Channing will settle it now for Uni. Uni keeper Aaron Naylor shouting out the instructions from the back. What a privilege it is to have someone of Aaron Naylor's experience in this competition. Dozens of caps, 80 or so. Played for clubs like Bayern Munich in the past. Uni trying to advance it down there, a right-hand side of the field. That's a bit too awkward for Hristadula. It goes out, so turnover there. Aimed, I think, at Gentle. He's eased out of possession. Now Smith, back to goal, is able to turn and get past Arnold, rides the challenge, and the ball stays in. So there's two plays in the middle. She goes direct to Kokoris. It's going to be overhead, and Draver, the keeper, charges out. That's good command of the penalty area. Jodie Draver quick to rush off her line and defuse the situation. Goes long. It's off Yamahata, and good turn from Koulazakis. Now, Singh loses out there, and there's 4 forward in this attack for Manly. 4 and 4, possibly if they're quick enough. That ball's aimed at Stewart. Channing's got good positioning. Smith now. Richards overlapping from left back. Got the jump on a direct marker. Richards. 1-on-1 with Hristadulu. And Richards. Hristadulu blocks the cross, but still in the box, and Channing just decides to roll it over the sideline. By the way, going back to the Sapphire Cup. Yes, the short turnaround. I've mentioned UNSW are hosting Olympic and Sapphire Cup round 4 in roughly 48 hours time, or a bit more than that. There's actually 2. That's actually going to be the case for a few other teams. There's 2 other Sapphire Cup round 4 games on Tuesday, the 5th of May. So you got Central Coast Mariners will be travelling down the motorway to North Taramara. So that's a League 1 versus NPL clash there at North Taramara Recreation Area. And the other one, actually, I love it when a cup game's close to me, because it'll be Hills United hosting East Gosford from Central Coast Premier League. That will be on Valentine Sports Park 3. Good timing for a game, except for the short turnaround, I suppose, for both teams. As the shot goes over from Osborne, but actually going back to that cup game, I think that's almost the perfect time for me to leave work, get frangos, and arrive at Valentine Sports Park and watch a cup game on Tuesday night. And Naylor, she will roll it short to Yamahata. Now Yamahata aims for midfield. Good header from Arnold. Another good header from Singh. Moreno on the turn, but it's Gilbane now. And now header off Yamahata, but Manette isn't chasing that. Channing will not get there in time, so that is going to be a corner kick for the hosts. I might drip feed these other cup games to you during breaks in play. So Wednesday, 6th of May, I've already mentioned Spartans versus Manly, 7:30 p.m. Spartan Park. But at 7:15 p.m. on Wednesday the 6th, it's Dunbar Rovers from Eastern Suburbs Football Association hosting RPL Leichhardt at the wonderfully named Reg Bartley Oval. So it's Grace Arnold with the corner to the far post. Manette jumps as a header from someone else, and then did it take the touch of Uni? It did not. Yamahata sees it wide for a goal kick. It might have been Roberts in the end with the jump at the far post. There's other Sapphire Cup games on Wednesday the 6th. The curious kickoff time on the 6th of 7:20 p.m. from Rondine. It's Camden Tigers of League 1 up against Illawarra Stingrays, so what we call that the Picton Road Plate, I suppose. On the 6th at 7:30 p.m. from Linwood Park, MacArthur Rams versus Western Sydney Wanderers, and a really intriguing one, 7:45 p.m. Wednesday, 6th of May, Sapphire Cup Round 4. It's SD Raiders of League 1 Women's against Coogee United from Eastern Suburbs Premier League, but Coogee United also the winners of the 2024 Champion of Champions tournament in all-age women, and they were finalists in 2022 and 2025 for the same competition. I think SD Raiders hosting Coogee at Chirilla Reserve on the 6th. None of these are streamed, I just want to talk about them. So, as Moreno trying to shake off Jackson. Can't find the right ball, and it's sent forward by Minette, who is back defending. Now Gentle, her turn to be the target forward, but Yamahata's diffused the situation. Channing has given Christodoulou something to chase, but she will get there first. Now, out wide, that looks like Koulazakis. Forward to Collins, and defended well by Arnold. It's 0-0 here at Cromer Park. Eric Subihano with the commentary for Manly versus UNSW. NPL New South Wales round 9. And the women's comp, we're approaching half-time here as Gilbane was clattered by, I think, Kokoris. Checking Gilbane was okay, but good to see her on her feet and that the physio doesn't need to be called. Roberts, the decent flick. Stewart's chasing it. Channing gets there in time, but oh, sorry, my apologies. That flick was from Gilbane. I was wondering how Roberts got up to the... Yeah, that's my fault. I was wondering how Roberts got up the field that quickly. Sorry, Brindley. Now, foul conceded by Yamahata against Stewart, and the hosts have an attacking set piece with halftime approaching. 42nd minute here at Cromer. Naylor's asked for 2 in the wall. It's Arnold with set piece duty again. Everyone back for UNSW. It's a flat delivery, defended at the front post. And then Smith turns and just plays it towards midfield. Arnold's back, wants to shepherd it out, and shakes off the contact well. Quick throw there towards Osborne, and then Osborne just couldn't quite get her feet. Anyway, might as well go through our YouTube page for some live score updates as Moreno's left on the synthetic turf, but on we go with Stewart, and then Yamahata intercepts, but a bit of a loose touch to allow Smith into the play. Osborne, and Stewart's back to her feet. Jackson, go back to the centre backs. This is Roberts, and then across to Arnold. By the way, at Barton Park in the League One Women's Match of the Round, about 52nd minute there, 0-0 between St George FC and Inter Lions. And that's a quick 1-2. Here's Smith, has options. The side goes herself, saved by Naylor. Oh, wait. That St George FC Inter Lions game being called by one of the commentators in their debut season. So good to hear that Daniel Gualterio is on the mic at Barton Park. Great canteen at Barton Park. Going wide, and that will be a goal kick. Away, well, no goals here. Lots of goals at Popendetta Park, and they've all gone the way of the visitors. So halftime approaching in Emerton. It is Rangers 0, Western City Wanderers 3. Koulazakis takes over for UNSW. Osborne leaves it for Gilbane. Now Osborne. Tackled by Kokoris. Ball stays near the Manly technical area as Gilbane puts it back into play. Gentles are kind of outnumbered there. Kulazakis. You could hear Captain Hristadula shouting for it, but it stays on the near side of the field. Now Hristadula might get a chance. Drilled in front of her by Moreno. Now Hristadulu on Uni's right-hand side. Smith. That's Collins. Now Yamahata. And dropping deep and almost in the left-back position for the time being is Kulazakis. She plays it forward. Here's Plessis. Kokoris threading it through. Plessis will not catch up to that one. And we are in first half stoppage time here at Kerma Park. A very even battle between Manly and the University of New South Wales. Arnold now forward, and Osborne has found some good space, but that will be that. Only had about a minute of time added on, and it's goalless here at Kerma Park in the NPL Women's New South Wales Round 9. Manly United 0, University of New South Wales 0. Eric Subihana here with the commentary from the Remy Seams instead. We'll take a short break of about 10 minutes or so, and then we'll be back for the second half. See you soon.
They've been supporting Sydney builders with quality skip kits, great service and reliability for over 40 years. When it comes to tidying up anywhere in Sydney, you can rely on Brown Brothers skip bins. With over 18,000 trees planted and 80% of collections recycled, they're here for a better tomorrow. So go on, skip the mess, just benefit the best. Call 9999 6466 or get a fast quote at brownbrosbins.com.au. next car? Experience the trusted local dealer feel at Brookvale Mazda. Family owned since 1988 and based on Sydney's northern beaches, Brookvale Mazda has been helping locals find the right car for decades. From city driving to family life and weekend adventures, Brookvale Mazda offers the full Mazda range with an easy and enjoyable car buying experience. Come in and see the team at Brookvale Mazda or visit their website to book your test drive at www.brookvalemazda.com.au. Ladies and gentlemen, as we do at halftime, we've got some flash scores around the grounds from the other games in NPL New South Wales Women's. First off, the two games that are now full-time. First off, at Northbridge Oval, Bulls FC 3, RPA 2, MacArthur 2, Gladesville 3. And in the games currently occurring at the moment out at Popondetta Park, it is Western City 0, Western Sydney Wanderers 3. At any of the other selected grounds that Sydney Olympic end up playing at if they can afford it, it is Sydney Olympic 0, Illawarra Stingrays 0. And finally at Landon Stadium, it is Hills District 0, Northern Tigers 1. Want the best in home entertainment and appliances? For great service, great value, great brands and great prices, head in store to Bingley, Balgalla or Monovale and let their friendly teams help you find exactly what you need. Visit online anytime at bingley.com.au. Bingley, better living every day. Ready to kick some financial goals this year? With access to over 90 banks and lenders, a loan market broker can find the right loan solution to suit your unique circumstances. Whatever your ambition, a loan market broker can help you make it yours. Google Loan Market or call 13 Loan today.
And we're back for the second half of this NPL Women's New South Wales Round 9 clash. Goalless between Manly and the University of New South Wales. Eric Subihano with the commentary here from the Remy Simpson stand. And I think pretty confident, well, actually, given my known aversion to getting halftime subs right, I probably shouldn't say that, but I think Manly haven't made any subs during the interval. As I scan the shirt numbers, and there's a ball played forward, which Draver will take fairly comfortably. It looks like UNSW also unchanged from how they begun this game. And there's a free kick going the way of Manly. This could be, after a very tight opening 45 minutes, the kind of game where subs make the difference. So look at the two benches. Firstly, Roberts playing this forward, allowed to bounce just in front of the box before Christodoulou heads. Now here's Minette, right side of the box, shoots from a tight angle, and Naylor has the scramble, but it rolls wide of the target. Looking at the hosts, kind of attackers who could change this game. Anita Zordan, a player I'd actually like to see play later on if we get the chance. Also Ellie Kerr could be another one. In fact, if you may without knowing it have already seen Ellie Kerr on our socials. If you've seen the video post that Football New South Wales made this week, because Ellie Kerr also works for Football New South Wales. And actually, if I look at attackers we might see later on, young attacker Mackenzie Jeffs, who's come up through the youth league setup. Jackson shoots and it's blocked by Yamahata, but Mackenzie Jeffs might be another one. India Horsley also another attacking option. So the host with plenty of options by which they could theoretically change this game. Dummy from Bigglebane, and then Jackson shoots. It's caught well by Naylor. So for UNSW, Milan Hammond started a lot of games for a uni. The situation, another option, and yeah, you'd think all eyes towards Bianca Garlich. She well known in NPL circles for playing for one uni, Sydney University, and she is set to make her debut for the other one. And I think some scores from today in this competition were read out at half-time, and that runs out of play. There's a noise of, what could I call it? An anticipation amongst the UNSW faithful when they heard that Apia were defeated 3-2 by Bulls early today in the 2:40 p.m. kickoff at Northbridge. And that gives UNSW an opportunity to go top, but they have to win tonight to do so. Stewart, and the intercept, and Stewart now finding her way all over on the right side of the field, direct towards Gentle, but Yamahata is in the way. Now, collision between uni players, but Christodoulou takes over, will spread it wide, and Chloe Smith finding herself at right back. And Smith under pressure from Gentle. The two former Jets Academy players collide there, but uni keep the ball. Christodoulou intercepted by Osborne. But Osborne can't reel it in. Kulizakis plays it wide, and Smith still deep and wide on the right. Should go direct. That's going to be over Collins. Gilbane with the look over the shoulder. Pressure coming from Kokoris. Forward it is, and then Plessas. A chance to join the attack from left back. She goes direct, and it's blocked. It's good defending, good alert defending from Minette. Throwing Moreno's the short option and goes back to Yamahata. Christodoulou. Smith again out wide. Across the flex off Richards, and it will be claimed by Draver. Now Draver seen an option to her left, and Stewart was the player she saw. Bit of space before she's closed down by Christodoulou. Stewart, and then Osborne forward is Gentle. Oh, sorry, that's Richards. My apologies. And Minette, I think she's offside there, and then that ball that would have been an overcooked pass anyway. So, Erin Naylor takes over for UNSW. Possibly some reminders, if I can, for the two sets of 11 players out there. In case you missed me saying this at the start of the game, I think I'll start with UNSW. So in goal is Aaron Naylor. Back four from left to right, number 18, Georgia Plessis. Number 6, Aya Yamahata. Number 7, Poppy Channing. And number 17, their captain, Angelique Christodoulou. In midfield, number 13, Sonali Singh. Number 8, Demi Koulazakis. And number 9, Lexi Moreno. Happy birthday, Lexi. And in attack, number 10, Chloe Smith. Number 11, Ava Collins. And number 21, Jennifer Kokoris. So, actually, there might be not a halftime sub, but possibly a positional switch as it's worked back to Naylor. The pressure is there, and Naylor forward to Koulazakis, but no Smith, at least for the start of the second half. Wide on the right of Uni's attack with Collins playing more at centre forward now. And Moreno looking towards Collins, who has made a nice run in behind Arnold and waiting for the ball to settle, but Arnold wasn't waiting for anything and plays it over the sideline. Manly's lineup, try and get through that quickly. So in goal is number 1, Jodie Draver. 4 at the back from left to right, number 11, Lucy Richards. Number 15, Ava Roberts. Number 3, Grace Arnold. Number 2, Phoebe Gilbane. In midfield, number 6, Ruby Jackson, the captain. Number 37, Kayla Osborne. Number 19, Hallie Smith. UNSW free kick coming up. And in attack, number 5, Nicole Stewart. Number 12, Brindley Gentle. And number 9, Emily Minette. So, again, I think this is going to be a Plessis in-swinger. 1 in the wall, set by Draver. Otherwise, all hands on deck for the home team. The Uni players gathering at the far post here. Angela Christodoulou looking to pick up any scraps on the edge of the box, but it goes to the far post, high and too high for everyone. And if you're the Uni faithful, that's a bit of a shame. Bit of a missed opportunity. Gilbane wins the free kick there. So look ahead. Upcoming league fixtures. The midway point of the season is nearly upon us. And starting with the hosts. As I said, by the way, I did mention in 3 days' time, Wednesday night, they do have that cup game away to the Spartans. After that, on Sunday, 10th of May, 5 p.m. kickoff at Lakelands Oval in Dapto, it's the NPL Women's New South Wales Distance Derby, Illawarra Stingrays versus Manly. Then next up for our host tonight, Sunday, 17th of May at 2:40 p.m. A much shorter trip, actually, the shortest trip they'll have in the league season. And Manly are away to Bulls. Northbridge Oval. Then we've got some Friday night NPL Women's. You got to love that. And Friday, 22nd of May, 7:30 p.m. here at Cromer. It's Manly hosting Spirit FC, and a bit of a soft launch. I'll be calling that game. And then they finish the first half of the season. Do Manly Sunday, 31st of May, 5 p.m. They're away to Sydney Uni. Channing plays the ball wide to Smith. Smith crosses but couldn't wrap her foot around it, so it is a goal kick. But good to see. I love a centre-back run, and Poppy Channing's done a few of those in this game, just like what she did last week when I called Arpia versus UNSW alongside Emily Arnold. Meanwhile, I'll just get those upcoming University of New South Wales fixtures to give those to you later on. But the Uni have done the high press well, dragged back from Collins, and wide Smith wasn't expecting the pass, and the chance is gone. So, throw in from Richards. And Osborne has put enough pressure on to... Oh, no, actually, no, it will be, apologies, it will be a Uni throw. But Manly taking it straight back. Stewart can't get past Singh's tackle, and then Stewart just plays it, well, actually, plays it over the sideline. Another UNSW throw. Now, it's going to be with the hosts. Ball staying quite near us in this phase of play. So for UNSW, coming up, yes, in two nights' time, Tuesday, 5th of May, they are home at the Village Green against Sydney Olympic in Sapphire Cup Round 4. That's forward by Yamahata. Now Gilbane's awkward bounce and Uni take over. Kokoris has the wide option. Here are the shouts. Now this is Plessis. Plessis shoots and hits the post. So that's the closest either team has come the whole game. It was a win high up the pitch from UNSW. Smart work from Kokoris, seeing Plessis's overlapping run. And Plessis millimeters away from her third goal of the season, but her tally stays at 2 for 2026. And she strikes the frame of the goal. Now, as we look back at Sydney Uni's upcoming league fixtures, so I actually like what they're doing with their home games, because NPL Women's New South Wales being historically mostly a Sunday 3 p.m. or 5 p.m. league in terms of first grade kickoff times. Moreno gets away from two players going backwards, looking for an option, and the switcher play, that's over Minette, and Kokoris couldn't read the bounce. So there's Gilbane, wins the goal kick off Kokoris. And yes, there's I mentioned a Friday night game for Manly coming up later this month, and they had another one I think in round 3, but also UNSW having a lot of Saturday games, and yeah, their next game in the league is on Saturday 9th of May at 2:45 p.m. kickoff, where they host MacArthur Rams at the Village Green.
Substitution for your Manly United FC coming onto the field is number 7, Chloe O'Brien. And making away from the field is number 19, Hallie Smith.
So in case our mics didn't pick that up, first roll of the dice made by the Manly coach Tom Hopley. Oh, I forgot to start my stopwatch. Got to look at the scoreboard. 57th minute, we'll call that. And Chloe O'Brien, number 7 for Manly, replaces Hallie Smith. There's other Manly subs, well, I think I said a few of them, but yeah, Anita Zordan, Ariela Cabezas, Ellie Kerr, India Horsley, and Mackenzie Jeffs. So, nice log ball over, and then the right side of the Uni formation wanted the switch, but the ball was underhit, and then another underhit pass, but good tackle and good early win from O'Brien to find Richards. That's the return ball from Stuart Richards, and then just a little slice there. Naylor will see that out for the goal kick. And it's actually UNSW, their next 3 games are on Saturday. So yeah, Saturday 9th of May, 2:45 p.m. They host MacArthur Rams. We call that the Marcella Santos Shield, UNSW versus MacArthur. Then Saturday 16th of May at 3 p.m. It's UNSW are away to Spirit at the Arctic Circle in the what do we call that? The Tiana Robertson Rumble. And then Saturday 23rd of May, 2:15 p.m. No fancy nickname. This one is just the Battle of the Students. UNSW versus Sydney University at the Village Green. 2:15 p.m. on Saturday the 23rd. They finished the first half of the season as Moreno plays that over the top to Collins, but defended by Arnold. And Sunday 31st of May, a 5:30 p.m. kickoff at Valentine Sports Park. And a game that a few years ago was a big League One women's clash, but now it's an NPL women's clash. UNSW away to Hills United. Now, Kokoris couldn't turn past Gilbane. And down the line it goes. Singh has a look. He's probably looking for a backwards pass. female football rounds, come try sessions and free skill clinics, all aimed at getting more girls and women involved in the game. As the corner comes in, and there's the header from Moreno, I think it was, wants the touch, thinks it's a corner, but it is only a goal kick. And anyway, for more information on how to get involved on a Female Football Week, head to footballnsw.com.au and look for, I think, something purple. A purple graphic, that's usually the standard colour for Female Football Week content. Foul committed by Manly there.
Substitution for the University of New South Wales. Coming on the field, number 24, Milan Hammond.
So Ava Collins making way.
Bianca Gallic.
Yes. So it's
making their way from the field is number 11, Ava Collins.
And number 13, Sonali Singh. Anyway,
and number 13, Sonali Singh.
So just clarifying that double sub. So it's Zoran Nomovsky's turn to roll the dice. And it is number 24, Milan Hammond, and number 32, Bianca Galic coming on, replacing Ava Collins and Sonali Singh. UNSW got to defend, though, against Stewart. And Stewart, Hurstadulu, wants to shepherd it over the line, but there's a touch. Channing takes over and bombs it into the fence. Now, O'Brien trying to turn. It's missed by Channing. Yamahata clears it. Good to see a couple of friends watching, which, by the way, means they've just picked up on an error. Yeah, thanks, Lockie. I'll clarify that in a moment. As it's UNSW on the move, and O'Brien stops it. Now, Osborne with some options. One of them was Stewart, and Stewart can't keep the ball moving, so Channing takes over for UNSW. And Channing across to Yamahata. Now, Yamahata sneaks away past Gentle. Now, out wide. That's Hammond. Plessis already overlapping. Gilbane with the sliding challenge. And O'Brien back. Oh, good touch from Gilbane. Forward looking for Gentle, but Channing just coolly rolls it back, and Naylor will play it out to Yamahata. Now switch of play. Lots of synthetic turf in front of Histadulu. 0-0 between Manly and UNSW. A game just waiting for a moment of magic. Made by Richards. Stewart's flick is taken over by Channing. Here's Bianca Gitney. Yeah, that was my mistake. I forgot that she got married. I mean, how could I forget that Instagram story with all those flares? Good old-fashioned Croatian wedding there, but yes, it's Bianca Gitney, the player you may know as Bianca Galic, has changed her name and her Instagram handle, even if it is not quite reflected in Dribble yet. But getting it changed in Dribble is actually quite the ordeal. So Jackson sends it into the Uni dugout. Now, Gitney forward. Hammond leaves it for Gitney. And Moreno. No foul. That's Gilbane finding himself temporarily as one of the forwards, waiting for support. Gentle in front of her. More players arriving. The Uni defensive support coming as well. And then O'Brien. A through ball that's too heavy. Moreno. Shakes off Richards. Finds Kokoris. Tackle from Arnold there. Stewart. Another good tackle there. Kokoris. Kulizakis, and Bennett takes over. Now through ball. Here's Jackson running past midfield. Channing is across. Jackson might still make a play at it. And I reckon she's got the touch of Channing as well. Rubies are not best pleased with that decision. As then UNSW, well, that might be a ball don't lie moment for the hosts. UNSW cough it up and Manly get the ball in the end anyway. Long-time Northern Beaches football photographer Jeremy Denham moving across to take more photos. As the hosts are attacking Stewart, the wide option, that's Gilbane, cross is blocked. Hammond kind of off the thigh almost, driven in I think by Osborne, defended by Yamahata and Oe. Now Smith, couldn't make it stick, but that's a pass that's made. Robert scramble, and Hammond fresh legs off the bench. Hammond will at least win the throw-in. Now, sent forward by Roberts. Channing under pressure, and Stewart's pressure paid off. Manly stream forward, the blue jerseys looking for a goal. And now, well, a bit of hesitation and characteristic hesitation for both Channing and Naylor. Naylor deals with the situation in the end. Now touch from Stewart and tries to curl one. Bounces off Gentle, possibly Yamahata. Kulizakis. Smith. Then Smith might have lost out to O'Brien there, and O'Brien unhappy with the, shall we say, physical tension. It will be a free kick to the hosts. Midway, or thereabouts, through the second half here. Goalless between Manly and UNSW. Eric Subihano with the commentary from the Remy Simpson stand here in Cromer. Arnold thinks about the dead ball, and it's straight, and then confident shout from Naylor, and in fact she knows she can leave that one. Another reminder, NPL Women's New South Wales Team of the Week. That graphic released across our Instagram page at NPL_official, and our Facebook page sometime on Monday, probably in the afternoon. Comprised of 3-2-1 votes from the media. As Arnold under pressure from Smith, and then just decides to play it safe in the end. Yes. Of course, I don't have long. I mean, there's games that kicked off later, but I don't have much time after full time to think about who I will give my 3-2-1 votes to. O'Brien just goes over the sideline. Now, it's Gitney backing in, and then couldn't get a touch, so goal kick. That reminds me my earlier misstep with using Bianca's maiden name, but it is Bianca Gitney. But it occurred to me, if I had a nickel for every time I forgot an NPL Women's New South Wales player named Bianca got married, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice this season. forward, one more for Gentle to chase. Just coolly rolls it back. Naylor plays it forward. Now, it's up by O'Brien, and an awkward one in the centre circle. Gitney doesn't get the decision. Now 4 forward in this attack for Manly. One of them Stewart, and Stewart, good first touch. Naylor's off the line. It's Nicole Stewart. Good save from Naylor. And Naylor just gives the shout. And is able to pick it up. Forward by Histadulu, backing in, that's Moreno, can't cushion it, the header towards a teammate. So now, O'Brien. Gentle, pass forward. Flag stays down, good tackle from Yamahata. Minette lays it off. Here's Gentle, it's a low shot, and it's in, and we have a goal. That's Brindley Gentle's 7th goal of the season. A thunderous strike from the edge of the box. Manly United lead by a goal to nil. Good persistence in the build-up from Emily Minette. Strong enough to hold off the defence. Saw the right option was the layoff. And Brindley Gentle scores again. So Manly 1, UNSW 0.
Goal to Manly United. A brilliant sniper that was. Number 12, Brindley Gentle. Manly United 1, University of New South Wales 0.
Right, so, Manly preparing a sub as well. Is Brindley Gentle dropping the mic and leaving the field? I think she is. But anyway, Ellie Kerr of Football New South Wales Instagram fame is going to come on.
Number 20, Ellie Kerr.
Yeah, so that is that Brindley Gentle's mic drop moment. She scored in the final 20 minutes to give her team a 1-0 lead over a team that went into this game undefeated, but UNSW now up against it. I think what's the switch? How has Tom Hopley moved the magnets? I think it looks like Emily Minette's gone to centre forward. Ellie Kerr will be playing out wide. As the cross comes in, it's allowed to bounce. The flag's up, so nothing will count from this phase of play. Anyway, to liven things up here at Cromer. The ground announcer getting to announce the home team's goal in an NPL Women's New South Wales game. That must be nice. Anyway, it's short play out from Draver towards Roberts. Bounces at Yamahata. Now Pless is trying to settle it. And Uni going from left to right, now chasing the game. Kulzakis with a bit of an awkward one for Yamahata, but she's done well in that nice diagonal ball, finding Plessis. Plessis keeping it wide on the touchline. Great ball towards Smith, but defending at the front post was Jackson. UNSW corner coming up. Yes. Well, I might as well do the proper amount of viewer shout-out. So, big shout-out to Lockie Dale and Dale's son Oscar, who's enjoying some NPL Women's New South Wales action to end their weekend. Here's the delivery to the near post. It's low. Gilbane. Make sure it doesn't go any further. Another corner. It's up. The keeper's up. Bareva gets two hands on it over the crowd and out. It will go on the grandstand side of the field. On the turn, it's Gitney, who's won another corner. The visitors' 5th of the evening, but they need a goal. Again, the majority of uni players closer to the back post. At least to start. It's the signal from Plessis. Draver's up as well, misses it, and who'd be up for grabs here? Channing heads it! Channing heads it over the line! The quick equaliser for UNSW. And the way to set pieces has led to a goal. He's bobbling around in the 6-yard box. Poppy Channing reacted quickest, and all square here. And we're set for an exciting final 15 minutes. Manly 1, UNSW 1.
Goal to the University of New South Wales, number 7, Poppy Channing. Manly United 1, University of New South Wales 1.
It's cleared. Smith will chase once again. Roberts will just go for safety. The goal for Poppy Channing. They'll be dancing in the streets of Georgie Lewis. And more importantly, UNSW, after falling behind, a very swift response from the set piece. As of the moment, they're still undefeated. Here's Gitney with the through ball. And 2 straight. Draver takes over. Channing. Oh. Didn't get the contact she wanted. Second effort finds Christodoulou. Gittany. Christodoulou. Gittany again. Christodoulou runs into a blue wall. Here's Stewart. Now, Minette holds it up. Stewart trying to run in beyond and has beaten the challenge there. There's a bit of space for her to work with to the edge of the box. Nicole Stewart still going. And the challenge rule to be clean. And that will go over the sideline. Well, it's another exciting run from Nicole Stewart. She's really threatening that side of Uni's formation as Minette tries and has committed the infringement. That will not count. Forward by Richards. Stewart is fouled by Moreno. Forward by Arnold. And might almost goes all the way through to Minette. Another header from Channing. Gilbane to keep it alive. Channing is across again. Now, Moreno will try the flick on Smith. They'll get a hold of this, and there's a wide runner. That's Kokoris. The support is coming to their left. Through ball for Smith. And Arnold. Every defender I've ever met loves shepherding it over the sideline. Oh, sorry, over the byline. Grace Arnold, no different. Now, foul by Jackson, I think it was. Moreno takes a tumble. I don't think she'll get up. UNSW set piece. So, almost at the final 10 minutes of regulation time. Manly 1, UNSW 1. It's halftime at the Crest. 0-0 between Olympic and Stingrays. Away. And it's still, the last time I checked, it's still 3-0 to the Wanderers over the Rangers at Popondetta Park. Here's the set piece. It's up and it's dipping, tipped over the bar by Jodie Draver. Plessis' corner. Aimed at the back post and headed away, I think, by Jackson. So it's Hammond trying to retrieve the situation, but the blue shirts rushing out and they've won the ball. Here's Osborne. Osborne forward. Stewart. The last player back, Christodoulou, who sends it out of play.
I think that ball's off for a drink. Just like that ball, make sure you join us at the far post after the game.
I don't think I will, mate. Now, looking ahead to games coming up, and next weekend, NPL Women's New South Wales round 10, as Koulazakis is under pressure. UNSW keeping it on the left side of the field. Now, Manly won it back. And energy there, and that's a tumble, but no decision. In fact, I don't think many thought that was a foul. So now, chance for the visitors as the game starts to get stretched. Or stressed as well, that's probably the correct word. Yeah, thrown by Christodoulou. Back to Christodoulou. Gitney. They keep it on the near side, but played out by Arnold. Yes. Next weekend on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel for women's streams. Actually, I'll start with the second tier stream, League One Women's Round 11, Sunday 10th of May, 5 p.m. from Harry Denning Centre, Sutherland Strikers versus the Spartans. As Kokoris crosses and Gilbane has to head it behind, heading it over the crossbar. Corner number 7 of the evening for UNSW. And also available on our YouTube channel next weekend, NPL Women's Streams. That's round 10 for the top division. Saturday, 9th of May, 2:45 p.m. UNSW versus Macarthur Rams, the Marcella Santos Shield at the Village Green. And then also on Saturday, 9th of May, 6:30 p.m. kickoff at North Parramatta. It's the Claudia Chalakian Challenge, Northern Tigers versus Sydney Olympic. And there's 5 games in NPL Women's on Sunday, 10th of May as well, which I might run through if we have time in the remainder of this fixture. Flat delivery, headed away at the near post. Out to Plessis. Tries to play it back in. Yamahata wants to keep it alive and does not. Anyway, yes, those 5 games in NPL Women's on Sunday, 10th of May, which you can watch the same way you're watching this one. 4 of them are at 5 p.m. on Sunday the 10th, starting with the Liz Barwick Grey Bowl, Sydney University versus Bulls FC Academy from the Sydney Uni Ground, called by Cody Ojeda. There's also the matchup between the 2 most recently promoted teams to this division. It's Rangers hosting Hills United at Popondetta Park. Also at 5 p.m. on Sunday the 10th, it's the Madison Gabila Melee, Western Sydney Wanderers Academy versus Spirit FC from Rudy Hill. And the aforementioned distance derby in NPL Women's between Illawarra Stingrays and Manly at Lakelands Oval in Dapto. And on the 10th of May, I'm calling next weekend's NPL Women's Match of the Round, the 5:10 p.m. kickoff at the Arctic Circle, Ravens versus Apia, as a former Raven, Bianca Galich wins a corner kick. Plessis with another chance to swing one in from the flag. Okay. Here we go. It's up and headed away by possibly Manette. Jackson forward. Once again, Stewart's the target as they look to counter, and she's gotten there ahead of Kokoris. Plenty of blue jerseys in the middle, and Stewart, yeah, that's a foul. Even with my aging eyes, I could see that one from here. Okay, that's actually not a foul. See, there we go. I told you my eyes were bad. Throw in. Just despite. Now, that will be a Manly free kick. Possibly another ball don't lie moment, maybe. But, well, we do apologise, technical difficulties. I think the game between Hills and Northern Tigers is up in 2 separate streams, apparently. But yes, hopefully that's not too confusing for anyone who's multi-screening. Anyway, it's Manly set piece. It's up. Keeper's up. Good punch from Naylor. That was a punch Katie Taylor would be proud of. And now, is it Uni's turn to try and counter off a set piece? It is not, because of Kayla Osborne. Over the Manly head, and Yamahata coolly plays it out. Moreno wants to kill a ball. Kokoris with the flick, but the flick didn't get far because good close attention from Richards. Now that taken over by Channing, 87th minute here. Do we have one final twist? Is there a late hero? That's a nice ball from Gitney out to Hammond. 1-on-1 with the defender. Hammond crosses. Did that take a touch? It did. Corner number 9 for UNSW in this game. Going around the grounds. And Valentine Sports Park Field 2 currently 1-1 between Hills United and their Northern Tigers. Or Ku-ring-gai, as I sometimes call them, because I like using old names for teams. Now, I've scored off a set piece once this evening, UNSW. All eyes on the 6-yard box. And it's putting the keeper directly under pressure, almost an Olympico. Draver with 2 strong hands to punch it out. And now Uni's corner count is in double digits. And there we go. KPI met. I always get a stoppage for 6-yard box shenanigans at least once per game at a set piece. That 6-yard box is as crowded as the Metro in the weekday morning. In it goes, and Draver, it's gone in! It's a header from right on the goal line. UNSW have turned it round, and I think it's Bianca Gitney stationed at the back post to help the in-swinging ball into the net. And it's Manly 1, UNSW 2.
Goal to the University of New South Wales, number 32, Bianca Gully. Manly United 1, University of New South Wales 2.
Well, more set-piece magic for the team from Kensington. Conceded a late-ish goal inside the final 20 minutes. They have turned it round. A couple of wicked set-piece deliveries. And UNSW in the closing stages, leading by 2-1. So now pretty much kitchen sink time for Manly. Just had a naughty thought. If Bianca Gitney makes the team of the week, she wasn't part of the pre-season promo shoots. Football New South Wales would have to scramble for a photo. Anyway, doesn't mean I'm going to give her 3 points, but just the thought that entered my head. Double sub coming up for the host. We're going to see Mackenzie Jeffs in the number 28 jersey and Anita Zordan in the number 8 jersey enter the field for the remaining few minutes. Good shift in midfield from Kayla Osborne. She's being replaced, and one of the other subs came off on the far side, but it's been picked up on the PA, so Ava Roberts is the other player making way. I hope that. I'm just going to... yeah, I think that's right.
Kayla Osborne. Coming onto the field is number 8, Anita Zordan. And number 28, Mackenzie Jeffs.
Now cross comes in. Minette, it's a header. Stewart could be up there. Channing is across. Still a chance for Stewart. And what a tackle there is. Yamahata still stuck at her feet. Yamahata body on the line stuff to protect the goal. And now Smith trying to take it the other way. How much ambition does she have? Bump shoulders with Richards. Now Smith. Now, it'll be a keenly fought game. It's going to be UNSW keeping it in the safest position, as far away from their goal as possible. Something metal clangs somewhere in the Remy Simpson stand. We get back underway. I don't miss having to do that. Anyway, the layoff from Minette. Now Zordan. Intercepted by Gidney. Quick passing. Christodoulou. Now Moreno bangs one into Jackson. Now Plessis still willing to get forward from left back, and it's off the ref. And it goes back. Well, it's a bit of an unfortunate one. And that is the new ruling. It goes back for a drop ball. Christodoulou. UNSW form. And the shout, because we've had about 90 seconds of timeout on thereabouts. I think I heard there'll be 1 minute left. Koulizakis. Looks like it's full game management mode for UNSW. And there's the whistle. So UNSW not just remaining undefeated, but also going top of the table after a dramatic comeback victory here at Cromer Park. The final score is Manly 1, UNSW 2. I hope you stick around. And on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel, 2 NPL women's streams still in progress. And the Hills United versus Northern Tigers, and also Sydney Olympic versus Illawarra Stingrays. I believe it's the second half for both of those games. But what a game we have seen here, and what a job from tonight's visitors to overcome adversity and go top of NPL Women's New South Wales after round 1. Brindley Gentle scored the first goal of the game for the hosts inside the final 20 minutes with a good long-range shot after being set up by Emily Minette, but the equaliser came within a couple of minutes. Poppy Channing heading home from close range for UNSW, and in the closing minutes, another close-range header, this time from Bianca Gidney, is what has given University of New South Wales all 3 points. Well, this is Eric Subihano. I suppose it's time to sign off. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage of NPL Women's New South Wales on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. For any fans of my commentary out there, next weekend I've got the NPL Women's New South Wales match of the round, calling on Sunday the 10th of May, 5:10 p.m. from the Arctic Circle. I'm calling Ravens versus Apia with Emily Arnold, and after that on Sunday 17th of May I'm calling Sydney University versus Western Sydney Wanderers at 5 p.m. from the Sydney Uni Football Ground. But on behalf of Football New South Wales, our broadcast partner Sportscast, and tonight's camera operator Robbie, thanks for your support, and we hope to have your company again on our YouTube channel. The final score here from Cromer, Manly 1, UNSW 2. Good night.